to activated mornings this morning. Now, this is the part of the morning where we usually have our open forum, our talk to me segment. And this morning, the question is, do we have a fast food problem here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? With me is my co-host, Christal, and still with us, Shameen Joseph Banuel. Lucky to still have you for this part of it, especially
Yeah,
given the topic.
Happy to
she
be here.
come
Happy to
forward.
be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
So this question comes from a story that's in Searchlight newspaper. The headline is PM urges moderation in consumption of fast food in SVG. The story reads, are Vincentians
Sorry.
eating too much? I hate all of that.
No, wait, no,
Vincentians
wait, no, wait, no,
eating
wait, no. You have
too
to give
much?
justification to the title. Let me see the title.
PM urges moderation in consumption of fast food in SVG. And there's an insert of a picture of the PM and
Let
there's
me
a
put,
picture
let
of
me put Prime Minister of Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves. All right, I'm
we ain't
done.
reached there yet.
I'm done. I'm
Are
done. I'm done.
Vincentians eating too much KFC and other fast foods? This is the question on the minds of many persons, including Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. He raised the issue last Saturday while delivering the feature address at the opening of the new temporary clinic at South Rivers. The Prime Minister recalled a conversation he had with a man last September while attending a meeting of the United Nations in New York. Gonzalez said, while there, a man asked me, what is the national dish of St. Vincent and Grenadines?
Father
In
God.
response, Gonzalez said he sought to clarify if the question related to before or after the arrival of the KFC franchise in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Prime Minister said if it was before KFC, the old answer would have been breadfruit and saltfish, stuffed robin, and any other local dish. However, Gonzalez said if the question refers to after the arrival of KFC, I have to tell you it's KFC. Gonzalez said this situation is not only true to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but also in other Caribbean states, including Trinidad and Tobago, where there is an abundance of local dishes. While he is not discouraging Vincentians from eating KFC, the Prime Minister is promoting moderation in doing so. You have to do these things in moderation, he stressed. Gonzalez said that apart from fast food, we have local foods that can be prepared for good nutrition. However, whether it is KFC or local food, Gonzalez is it says appearing, but I believe it's supposed to say appealing to Vincentians to listen to their nutritionists.
First of all, right? I think people, I don't know why whenever they talk about fast foods, instead of saying fast food, they say KFC. Oh gosh, right off a KFC name. Now, KFC is not the only outlet for fast food and
Well, it
unhealthy
was
food in
for a
St.
very
Vincent and the
long
Grenadines.
time.
Yeah, but the national dish, the quote unquote colloquial term national dish on the street is wings and fries, not just KFC. Who
I
could
don't
afford
agree with
KFC
that.
these days?
I do agree with that. But the
It's wings
wings
and
and fries
fries,
became popular after KFC, in my opinion.
chicken and chips,
And
because they
KFC
can't
was
afford
You know
KFC
what I
anymore.
think? That's
people
Bread,
eat bread and
bread and
cereal.
cereal. Cereal.
not bread and cereal together.
No, no, not together. Different clients that I have had,
That's
especially that they generally eat bread, some sort of sandwich.
Sandwich, morning, noon, night, bread and butter, bread and Kirk's bad though. The wheat nice though.
6 cricks is a serving.
6 Kirks. I
8
don't
for
read the
men.
package.
8 for men. 10. Some people eat the whole
6
cube.
Kirks.
One sitting
And a juicy.
and a juicy. So you see, it's really not franchised food alone that is fast. Ramen, that's another fast food.
2 servings per pack.
Yeah, man.
half
now,
now, half later. We have a call. We have a call, Crystal. Crystal, we missed the call.
I think the caller hung up after that.
But before Subway, okay, they call it back.
Short, sweet, to the point. Good morning.
They all really having fun there. No attention is being paid to
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
subscribers.
Come. What's your input this morning?
plenty things. Hearing about food and all them kind of thing. And but I must say I was impressed with that person. I don't know what is her expertise. It seems as though he's a nutritionist, although I heard she's trying to explain something. You see, I love a woman like that who can. Sometimes you don't get that kind of woman to be by your side. I mean, but I always love a woman who is health conscious, who
Short
can
and
help me
sweet.
to take care of myself and look after myself. If I were to come back again, I'm looking for that kind of woman. Where's the Christal?
Don't include me, please.
Huh?
Don't include me in that this morning, please.
Was it just at all? I didn't expect you to be so selfish.
That's
And then
not being
heard
selfish. You giving her compliments.
I heard she describing you as being, having long hands and so on. So I was wondering what she was
Lord
doing with that.
Jesus.
So I'm
Lanky.
wondering if I know.
Lanky hands.
Yeah, I
Maga.
was wondering if I know who you are really.
Okay.
Anyhow,
All right.
it's good to have. It's really good to have these discussions and so on. But in spite of all the education information, a lot of us Vincentians, because of our living condition, our meager subsistence, can't afford to live. But what I have a problem with, here you also the Prime was asked what is our favorite national dish. Although I don't use that. I mean, I love my breadfruit, get it breadfruit in all form, all styles. I remember the days when we used to cuss one another with breadfruit, or you're eating your breadfruit got you and all them things there. Well, it's a good thing I live among. It's a good thing. When I say I live among, I listen to Vincentians over the years and some of the things they used to disregard, and now breadfruit has become such a special dish for many of us, right? Because as you get educated and enlightened about certain things, you're learning how food, the different food values and certain things that we have right here.
Mm-hmm.
And this craving for foreign stuff. I think we just have a mentality after we were introduced to things like Kentucky that becomes our national dish. Like Beckett has a song, everything is Kentucky. I don't tolerate them things. I have a woman, I have a wife, and if she can't prepare, more natural food for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a woman like that.
Okay.
So the important thing is that we understand what we have right here, because people come from where they come from and tell us, look, you all got this wasting and that wasting, and it's a fact.
Yes.
Because you don't know enough for ourselves, but we're glad to jump on the bandwagon to speak. Anyhow, have a good day. Thank you.
Same to you. Thanks.
I agree. I wish to disagree with the caller concerning the mentality issue. It is a mentality and not a monetary issue. Like I said, God is smart. He puts a thing that we need in abundance. No, you might think you throw a little pumpkin seed, you have a pumpkin vine growing there. You can consume the leaves. Like callaloo. Yes, nettle. Nettle is a weed that grows everywhere on the side of the road. You can literally cut. Yes, stinging nettle is very, very healthy. It's a super green.
How do you eat stinging nettle?
Bite it. Bite.
You cut it. You well, obviously you have to use some sort of protection, maybe gloves when you're harvesting. But you cut it. You take off the leaves. Don't use the stalks because the stalks are very rigid, much like badgie. Badgie is another weed that grows all along the side of the street here. And you can cook those leaves, steam them down like callaloo. And if you have that with some green bananas, have banana trees all over the place.
Don't go stealing. Don't go stealing. Ask.
Pretty larceny is a crime.
Yes, please ask.
And then you buy a $3 pound of lentils, and you have some lentils with the green banana and that stinging nettle steam down.
I feel like after that meal, I'll be hungry.
No, you won't. You'll be full. You'll be craving something because your palate has already adjusted to something sweet or whatever. But you can have a fruit and you eat the fruit, not blend it and squeeze it and process it, but you actually eat the fibers of the fruit. And that's a healthy, nutritious meal. That's less than a 2-piece.
What are your thoughts on box juice?
Box juice are not healthy. Fruit fructose is not a healthy sugar for you to consume without the fibers of the fruit. So when you squeeze the fruit and you take out the juice and you omit the fibers, what you just get is a sugar rush. You do get some vitamins, but
Let's take a call. Hello, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning
Morning.
again.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree when you say KFC is the national dish because we had 3 KFC in 2010 and KFC closed down and now we have 2. If it was the national dish, we would have more than 2. We'd have more than 3 KFC. KFC would have been growing instead of declining. Now, if you say Trinidad, national dish of Trinidad is KFC, I'll agree with you. Trinidad has 61 KFC.
I think the
And-
KFC closed because of poor management, not because persons weren't buying.
Third one.
because people kept
Well,
buying
we
even
have
when
we
they were
have good
given
management
buns
now.
instead of
Why
biscuits.
haven't they grown beyond 2? We have better management now. Why haven't they grown beyond 2?
You think that the management is
Trinidad
better
has
now?
61. Hello?
You believe that the management is better now? The KFC now that I'm eating now doesn't taste as good as the KFC from before.
I mean the competition too, kind of tight. Everybody doing wings and fries.
Wait, you mean other fast
Other-
food? You mean other
Yeah,
restaurants?
Yeah. So
Local
different
fast food.
reasons why some
Cheaper
establishments,
options.
right? We go home and cook your own thing. Different reasons why other establishments don't grow and other establishments fail.
I'm
So
glad you're talking about establishments growing because that is
But-
the reality.
Mhm.
That you have to look at these fast food chains. They market their food.
Mhm.
When is the last time our
Oh yeah,
culture?
you agree. He don't advertise. This KFC they don't
Not-
hardly hear KFC advertisement on any radio station.
let me leave the KFC alone, man.
You know,
Let me leave KFC
Trinidad-
alone.
Trinidad has 61. Listen, Trinidad has 61 KFC. They have 14 times the population of St. Vincent. If we were really KFC was our national dish, we should have at least 4 KFCs compared to the population of Trinidad, right?
I
All right.
I believe the Prime Minister said
Okay.
it in jest, given the
Thank
debates
you.
that happened.
Yeah,
Right, but
yeah.
looking
Alright.
at the
Alright.
fast food chains, one thing they do is they market.
Mhm.
When is the Ministry of Culture and whatever, the Ministry of Education marketing our local foods? Do we have infomercials that actually suggest healthy meals, just the cheap healthy meals, just like what I suggested that you can have is on the side of the road, that you can cook healthily for your family?
Look at me on the
always say
side of the road.
Our
pulling bush.
communications
Yes.
department for a lot of these ministries and departments are horrible. The communication department in charge of hospitals,
Mhm.
we don't hear much when something happens at the hospital. We don't know if they're promotion, we don't know if they're new
it's,
doctors.
Because when you look at the last health scare that we had, there was a lot of marketing and promotion that went into that. There was a lot of
Mhm.
force and enforcement that went into that.
Mhm.
And if you're going to look at communication, when I did my degree in pedagogy, I learned something very shocking. The Ministry of Education is actually supposed to liaise with all of the ministries and find out what information, not just the schools need, but the nation.
There's also a
So if
ministry
you-
of information,
So
right?
dissemination of information.
Dissemination of information. So if you recognize that people cannot traditionally create healthy meals from produce that is available right here on soil, then your Ministry of Health is supposed to liaise with the Ministry of Education for them to use their media unit to come up with recipes, advertise
Mhm.
recipes.
So essentially just a plan. That's it. But
That
to give them a
word
bit
plan
of
is,
credit,
master plan. You
to
looking
give
for?
them no conspiracy here, to give them a bit of credit, let me scroll through SVG Health's Facebook page. I will give API and the Ministry of Health, SVG Media Units, a bit of credit in this piece here. Previously, let's say like 3-4 years ago, there was much room for improvement in terms of communication.
Right.
So they have improved,
Mhm.
but maybe what you're saying in terms of content, they could do a lot more.
When you have old people running social media, that's what you have. You have
Oh,
a lot
Lord.
of young people with all
Listen.
sorts
The
of
young folks behind.
You and me
23,000
could live on
followers.
You and me could live.
When you
'Cause that's what I
have
be saying.
These social media people dancing at Heritage Square and all of that and getting all 23,000 followers, and you have some senior person who want to micromanage all the passwords and everything and want create a flyer, eat less sugar. What does that mean?
Don't kill me.
How do you translate to the average individual with no nutritional education how to eat less sugar?
Mhm.
Right? We know why. Everybody knows why. You can ask any average Vincentian, why should we eat less sugar? And they can tell you all the reasons. How? How do I curate a diet for me and my family that is economical, that will help me to eat less sugar, use more greens, and not break the bank? We need an economist. On my social media, my husband is there. I'm going to do a program on financial wellness where we're going to talk
Thank you.
about family budgeting,
Oh, like that.
family
Okay.
budgeting and all of that, where he is going to explain how certain areas you can cut back and then you can channel those funds into those areas and different ways where you can find economical ways of eating healthy, because the reality
Thank you.
is if you go through the westernized way of eating healthy, you can't do that. They're accustomed to getting their healthy foods from Whole Foods. They're accustomed to going to a store and just buying all their Whole Foods. We don't even have a Whole Foods here in St. Vincent. So you have people who are ordering off of Amazon stuff that are not even as nutrient dense and potent as some of the stuff that is growing right in
Found
their
here.
back. Yeah.
Let me add in there. Interest has a part to play in all of this. If people are not generally interested, and sometimes the interest comes when it is too late, when they are unwell, um, it could kind of hinder. While you can get them interested, yes, but if I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see something about eating, unless it is done in a way that is extremely creative outside of the box, and I stick on it, which is a challenge in itself. It's like teaching, things to like children to make them really interested in it. If I could just easily scroll past as opposed to watching somebody dance in Heritage Square.
Well,
I'll
see, the
quicker
thing
watch
is,
that.
No, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
see, the thing is, you're talking about being trendy.
Mhm.
But the thing about trends is that they have to be followed,
Mhm.
right? You don't expect people to create trends if they're accustomed to following trends. You need trend setters. So the person who was dancing at Heritage Square did not get 23,000 followers because he dances at Heritage Square. He just knew, or she just knew, how to make that skit or whatever interesting and trendy so that people will follow, right? Like I said, you cannot expect somebody who grew up in the chalk and talk school system with the books and the writing and so on to be able to have foresight. It's different when you have hindsight to follow what you see somebody is already doing. By the time you try to do what somebody else is doing, that trend is gone. So
Yeah.
you need trend setters, leaders in social media to create that culture, to create that trend. We can make healthy living trendy here in St. Vincent. We have a lot of young, beautiful social media
Personalities.
influencers who can promote healthy eating, healthy living, exercising. And another thing that is missing, when you look at these event promoters, everything is all inclusive rum something. Where are the healthy physical fitness activities for wholesome family fun?
There are those. Or what's the name?
How
Lyndon Lewis.
often?
Few and far
Yeah.
between.
How
But
often?
as we have a minute to wrap up, I just want to say, I think the easy way to get out of this is to say, oh, persons aren't interested in this or persons aren't interested in that. My degree is in journalism, media, and culture, and my track has a number of marketing, advertising, public relations courses. And in those courses, they detail how you are supposed to not follow the trend, but set the trend. And you're supposed to draw the interest of the persons that you're trying to reach. Now, and that is in a journalism, media, and culture degree. There are
Right.
persons here who hold degrees in public relations, who have experience in public relations, advertising, and then there are the umpteenth number of Vincent, especially Vincentian women with a large following on social media that they're not
I don't
tapped
want to see
into.
what they promote.
To do even matter what they're promoting. They're not tapped into because, as you said, they have older people who believe that they know more about marketing than the younger generation, who are currently the market.
The trendsetters. The trendsetters.
That's
And
what we need to
another thing
change.
for me too. When you're having these wellness seminars and so on, and the speaker does not
Lord.
exemplify wellness.
Like going home.
I'm just saying.
No, nothing wrong with
Ooh.
nothing at all wrong with what you're saying. Unfortunately,
Ooh. Again.
we have to bring this segment to an end and bring you our community dateline today.